Hi, I'm Ben from InterNACHI. We're in Greece, and we're going to perform a home inspection. So, let's inspect this house. Now in Greece, everything's made out of concrete, and the roofs will be flat. Some of them will be sloped, maybe with some tile, but basically everything is flat and made out of concrete, and concrete masonry units or poured concrete. And for this roof, well, they actually have a set of stairs that we can go right up. And here's access to the roof. And so below me, there was a structure to hold the concrete as it's poured and formed. So it formed underneath, and then they poured the concrete. And then they poured a slurry of masonry concrete down, and in order to form it and slope it properly, and to use the copings on the side, and to form a drainage system. So everything is sloped down into a downspout and diverts water away. There's another drain pipe that collects water from that roof and brings it down and discharges it onto this flat roof. And then this flat roof discharges and drains into this downspout. So it's pretty easy to access and inspect. This is another roof here, and this roof is finished as a seating area. And below us is a bedroom, and I'm standing on top of a living room, and there is the kitchen over there. So it's good to orient yourself prior to getting up on the roofs. And so it's a very easy inspection and very safe to do, thank goodness. So what I'm going to look for are cracks, especially where there's a transition between planes, where the coping is, where the slanting is, and where the nice stonework. I'm going to look for some masonry cracking, any defects that I find. I'll note it in the report, and I'll take a picture and a video. And while I'm here on the roof, checking the edges and the drainage, I see we have a pool. So I'll do a pool inspection according to InterNACHI's checklist for pools. Some minor cracks in the mortar. I'll just make a note of it. So there's the flat roof there over the living room and kitchen and the chimney stack. There's the pool out there. And this is a patio area above a bedroom, first floor bedroom. And there's a doorway to an interior flight of stairs and the secondary master bedroom. And the stonework looks wonderful. And the marble tread, the doorway, and the trim work, and the wooden structure above. I'll just check the fastening. And again, looking at the finishing, looking for any kind of cracking. That's my major concern with concrete. And you can tell that this was surfaced really well. Nice wet troweling and work area. Workmanship is looking really good. And this is the same feel on this structure here, this seating area and table area, same surface area as the roof. So they simply troweled it on with some tooling. And it's funny, this table area is not going anywhere. It's concrete. And these are really nice details, artistic details. We have a couple chimney stacks. This one is hasn't been used, and it's not really finished. So there's some finishing that needs to be done, and they just wrapped it to protect it from birds going in and debris. Above this window here, you can see the electrical line going to some light fixtures on the structure. So that's live. There's no graspable handrail for the stairs. These are the exterior stairs, and they have this detail here with the stone as a tread area so you don't slip, but it is slippery on the other surfaces, and there's no handrail. There's some switches here, and the sealant around it is a concern for maintenance. The stone work and the masonry work around the windows all look really good, and the exterior looks really good. The retaining walls look good, and they also have drainage pipes to relieve pressure. I'm looking for major cracking, not hairline cracking like something around where the stone and the mortar come together. Looking for anything major, like major wood rot at the wooden components, but I don't see any. And it's fastened really well to the structure. Water faucets. Here's a drainage pipe here, and there's some discharge water in it, so we'll take a look at that, see where that's coming from. And there's a crawl space access down there, and there's a window well with an egress, and that's a bedroom down there with 2 air conditioner units. And this is a storage room and an exhaust vent. And in this crawl space, it's basically another window well, and that's the basement window. We'll take a look at that. And there's a drainage system, and this goes down the hill past the driveway to drain out this window well. And that's one of the main sewer lines coming from the bathrooms above. And that's a junction to the sewer line, and so is that. Here's the hot water storage system. Hot water tank is there. Electric supply to the tank. That conduit is loose. And the solar panel, solar collectors that heat up the water and store it. And there's electric to the tank for backup if the solar is used up. Here's some water supplies. So cold water coming in, hot water coming out. Looks like this is an abandoned one. A little concerned about the conduit around the electric line. And the base of the system looks good. And I'll note the manufacturing label in case we need it later. Here's the overhead electric line coming from the telephone pole to the electric meters, which are in here, and the communication center as well, phone. Driveway is looking good. The masonry looks fine, and the retaining wall where the pool is here, and the pool equipment is locked up, so that's an inspection restriction. That's okay. I'll take a look at the pool from above. And at the end of the driveway, see some electrical lines, and they're live. I'll put that in the report. Outdoor shower for rinsing off. So wrapping around the rest of the exterior, there's some electrical lines and phone lines. Here's the water to the house, the main water supply and valves, pressure gauge, control, valve, and then distribution. Here's the exhaust vent, termination for the kitchen. Three risers, no handrail. Bit of a level difference there between that surface and that. No guardrail. Live electrical line. And we have an in-ground pool, a bit of an infinity surface, so I'll use InterNACHI's checklist to check out the pool. It's interesting to note that there isn't any tile work at all in the pool, so it's all concrete. The walls, the coping, the sides, the bottom, and the surface has been coated with a surface and painted. You can see the difference between right where the stone meets the edge of the pool. We'll take a look at the drainage system. And the rest of the pool.
There has to be enough water in the pool, so we're going to check the level of the water. It looks good. There shouldn't be any water leaks at the plumbing connections or equipment. There are lights installed. They're operational. Main drain gates bolted securely to the pool's bottom. They're visible from the deck. No apparent damage. Drain covers are installed. Water return inlets are installed. The water level appears to be maintained to allow for the removal of floating debris along that edge, the infinite edge. The water level appears to be at the proper height to allow continuous overflow of the water into the gutter. There's inadequate fencing, gates, barriers, alarms, and other protective devices around the pool, so this is a safety issue. The deck around the pool is not cluttered, and the surfaces leading to the pool are slip resistant. Looks like the pool is cleaned, it's vacuumed daily, no debris, water is clean, no discoloration of the water, no visible algae growth. There's bonding and grounding at the pool equipment, that's good. The coping and stones and the concrete are not chipped, cracked, or loose. The pool shell seems smooth, no readily visible defects, no surface staining. And there are GFCIs installed and receptacles around the pool for the surface equipment are GFCI protected. And there's no electrical wiring passing directly over the pool. And there's a hose bib installed near the pool. So that's the exterior, the chimney, the roof, the site conditions, and the pool, and other things. So let's go inside. And this is the structure below the roof that we walked on previously. And this is the kitchen. So let's check out the appliances. We'll heat up the stove and the oven. We'll turn on the dishwasher, which is already on. And we'll do the hot and cold. And we'll check for plumbing leaks. Missing GFCI protection. Representative number of windows and doors and receptacles. And the refrigerator. Roof structure in the kitchen ceiling. We were walking upon this roof structure as well. Again, I'm just looking for indications of prior or active roof leaks. That's watermarks. Throughout the house we have these pipes, and this is for future radiant heat. So that's a fixture, a feature there that's missing for heat sources in each room. Interior stairs, winder stairs that spiral up, but there's no handrail. So I'll put a missing handrail in the report. And here and there we have a few unfinished features. This is an electrical line, and it's live. Another set of steps going down to the basement level. And again, no handrail. In European countries, like Greece, the light fixture, switch for the light fixture for a bathroom or any room, even a bedroom, is on the outside of the door. So on the outside in the hallway, you turn on the switch for the bathroom. And every bathroom is inspected about the same way. Hot and cold water at the fixtures. And flush the toilet. And look for stability and secure connection to the floor. And the valves. And look for any kind of water leaks. And in the shower fixture, so not quite a standard trap according to International Plumbing Code. here's the vent. It's a window. Can open up this way. It has a really nice design feature for privacy. Can open up and tilt in. And it locks. Okay, so that's how we're going to inspect the other bathrooms. Looks like I have everything running. The toilet is flushing, the sink is on, and the shower flow is functional. And when I'm in the basement, I'm going to take a look at the walls and look for signs of water penetration, cracking, any indications of water intrusion. And we're looking pretty good. When there's a water intrusion for this masonry, it will peel the interior paint. So I'm looking for that. And I don't see any except for near this window again. So I'll take a look one more time here and use my moisture meter to confirm. But here's a little bit of peeling paint. So we'll just note that in the report. Doesn't look bad actually. It actually doesn't look like moisture intrusion. So this is a tough call. I'll put it in my report as something to monitor. And in the hallway, here's the main electrical panel. Only some of the breakers are labeled. We have air conditioning units. This is actually the hot water tank. It's off because the solar system is working really well. If you needed to turn it on, you just click it back up. And this is the oven and the electric heating and the garden pumps. So we have a few that are not labeled. It'd be nice to have them labeled. So you remember the chimney stack with the screened off top of the chimney? Well, here's the fireplace in the living room. So according to the standards of practice, I'll open and close the damper door and take a look inside. Look for any kind of major structural problems or damage, but it has been used. So it's a brand new fireplace. It needs some attention on the top, and I'll take a look on the outside, but there's no wood. So there's actually no wood surfaces really in this entire house except for above the ceiling of the structure of the roof and some shelving. So everything is masonry here, which is really nice. Next thing I'll do is I'll just wrap up and finish up my inspection with the interior, again looking at surfaces and representative number of windows and doors. But overall, it looks really good. And here's another bathroom. Again, the switch is on the outside. And procedure is the same. Flush the toilet, check the valves. And these windows are a lot of fun. A really nice feature, and they're built really well. And they have this tilt-in feature that allows you to get some air and keep some security and privacy as well. So this opens up, swivel, up, tilt, close, lock. I'm in the second floor master bedroom, and this ceiling is a flat roof. And I'm looking for water stains, cracks, or anything of concern. And it all looks really good. No watermarks at all. We've got a couple handrails that are missing, some breaker things, some live electrical wires here and there. The pool needs maintained and cleaned, but everything else in this home is looking really good. And so I'll go through my software, I'll do my checklist, and I'll do some pictures and a summary, and I think that's about it. So for this house, not bad. It's really good, in good shape, and I'll make sure that I note all the issues that we have in this house in my inspection report. And many country roads are like this in Greece, where you go over a hill and you're just shocked by how beautiful everything is. Sometimes you go down a road and the farmer brings his cows, so you have to go back, because the road isn't big enough for a car and the farmer's cows. And in Greece, it's really all about the masonry and the concrete, the poured concrete and the reinforcement. The structure of most buildings and homes is made out of poured concrete, reinforced concrete with rebar, and this is an example of a large home that's being built, and it's in a particular beginning stage, and we'll just take a look around, but this is the main skeleton, poured concrete, reinforced, and then they fill it in with masonry units that are almost like brick and block. And there's where the plumbing and the electrical lines run through. Let's have a quick look. So here's the skeleton and some cats. And the rebar sticking out, that's going to be for future applications of stone on the outside. The foam is not for energy efficiency. It's just a separation between the concrete pour and the wooden foundation. And there's some of the sewer pipes and drainage pipes going outside, ready for hookup. Let's go up the steps. Now on top, for future generations, the rebar is left so that they can build some columns or posts on the corners and continue up. And this is a common thing that you'll see on a Greek house. And there's the stairs, and it curves around. And there they are. The contractor is doing the whitewash, or the exterior coating, the finish coating, and they use the natural materials like the stone, the brown stones, and they crush them, and they use it for coloring and material for the last finish coat that's applied on top of the wet scratch coat, the concrete that's sprayed on. And it looks really nice, a nice finish, a nice look, and white in order to reflect the sun and the heat. But everything again is concrete using natural stone, the brownstone, the limestone, the sandstone, and they use brick. And they'll fill that in using brick in between the concrete skeleton, and then they'll crush the stone and hydrated lime, and they mix with that in the natural water in a mixer, and they'll mix it up and turn it on, and the big hose there will spray it, and the contractors will spray the entire house. And you can see that they fill in, essentially, in between the concrete skeleton with brick, and everything is curved. The brick is used for windows and shelving and all the interior walls and the arches, and that's my buddy Christos, who helped me inspect these houses as they were being built. Again, another home. We can see the foundation before they filled it in. Poured concrete, reinforcement, huge footers, and the skeleton there. And they had a wooden frame holding up that concrete. And, you take a break and it's beautiful in Greece, and you go down to the beach and have some lunch in between your home inspections. Can't beat that. And here's another home under construction. You can see the foam, right, on the concrete skeleton, and the interior walls and the exterior walls are all in brick, and they leave the wooden structure, and they'll paint that white later on. And there's the brick, and you can see the mortar joints are pretty rough, and they'll just lean over the brick in order to fit the window dimensions or the door dimensions. And the mortar joints, they're not perfect, but that's okay. Everything's going to be coated again with a masonry coating, and the windows are set in, and there's the wooden structure there, and there's the beam, the header over the window, and there's a little conduit there, a pipe used for wiring, and there's your staircase, curved staircase going up, the main staircase going from one floor to the next, and there's a really nice view, and it's on a cliff, and so they'll pour the concrete footer right on top of the stone of the mountain, and then that's stone, local stone, gathered from the property, applied to the outside of the foundation. And there's the rebar again for columns in the future or piers, and there's rebar sticking out holding the stone, so you could see the foundation, the structure, and there's a hole for some drainage pipe, and then a stone is applied and attached, so it looks like the house is built on a stone foundation, but it's actually poured concrete, reinforced concrete. And there's the rebar sticking out and the stone getting ready to be applied on the side of the house. And then there's the skeleton with the foam, right? And there's the curved staircase. So they'll use the brick and they'll curve that, and that's the curved staircase going up through the stories. And there's a conduit that they use that's commonly used for electrical wiring to pass through the floors, and they'll leave the wooden structure there. So you'll see some wiring coming out, and maybe it's for an exterior light fixture in the future in the mortar joint. It could be in the corner So they'll have those ready for the electricians. And again, common for future projects to have that rebar on the top. The stone walls along the road and near the house, some of them are naturally and thrown in place, and some of them are structured like this. This is measured and designed and lined up, plumb and level, right on the property line that's marked at the corner. And the mortar joints you can see are brought out to the face, and then each stone is filled, hardly any voids in the stone. And then there's this type of stone wall where a mortar is applied, but the finish touches aren't really there. And then there's this type of stone wall. It looks like it's dry laid, no mortar at all, but actually when you take a look on the inside, there's some scoops of mortar that was applied here and there, but there are voids. There's some mortar to hold certain places, but sometimes you can see right through these stones. And so this is applied very fast with all the natural stone. Nothing's really measured or cut, but it looks really good. There's a house being built, and there's a new room that was being installed. That new concrete, you could tell. It was just put in place. They added a room. So you could still have some flexibility in moving walls and adding rooms. Here's some contractors finishing up and laying some brick in between the load-bearing structures of the concrete, the skeleton, we call it, or the frame. So they're finishing up there. Have a mason and his helper. And there's the hillside with the ocean. And there's a new driveway and a new home being built. So they'll bring in the driveway, they'll pour it, they'll scratch it so it's rough for the driveway to be used safely, and then they'll dig a little bit, and then they'll start pouring the foundation. And then over there on the hillside, they're building some homes, and there are some stages of homes being built. One home closest to us, you could see the wooden frames that were used, built, and then they poured a concrete skeleton, and then they remove all the wood, except sometimes in the ceiling they'll leave that detail there, and then they'll fill in the gaps. So you can see the red brick being installed, and then they'll coat that brick with a parging, cement parging, and then they'll whitewash it. That'll be the finish coat. So all the homes are white. And then here's the inspection that I performed on this house. You can see the curved details. That's in brick. They left the wooden structure that held up the initial pour, and they just painted it white. There's the kitchen. And remember, the window was installed with brick, right? There's no wood. There are no wood framed walls, no framing. Oh, there's the laundry room, efficiently used. There's no laundry room, but they stuck the washer and dryer there. And you can see the curved stair above the washer. And that's the sink. It's not made out of wood. It's concrete. And there's the tub and shower. And the lav. And the bedrooms. Nice detail with the closet. Now the closet was built out of wood, right? But the masonry around it had to be built first. And the shower, there are no shower curtains in Greece. They just have a curved doorway. That's common and typical. And remember, that sink is made out of concrete, and that was built for that sink fixture. And that shelf as well by the sink is made out of concrete. And the windows, you can see how thick the house walls are. With light fixtures are modern LED light fixtures. And there's the tile on the bathroom floor and the shower. There's the shelf within the shower, made out of masonry. And it's a clean look with the stairs and the marble going down the spiral stairs and the light fixtures on the concrete walls. It's a nice, there's the cabinet there with the concrete corner and the doors to the hallway leading upstairs. Interior key deadbolts are not safe. There's the other bathroom. Concrete sink, cabinet. And there's the shower. Just a clean look, a clean modern look. And it's all masonry. Then the marble was cut and installed really well. And they leave enough space for some artistic touches, some shelving for some artwork, ledges. And there's the master bedroom, and there's that electrical switch above the bed for the light fixture, so that had to be thought of and planned ahead of time, because that's a masonry wall. Windows looking out, energy efficient light fixtures, and there's the closet, dresser, closed closets there, made out of wood. That's probably the only thing that's made out of wood, and the doors are made out of wood. And there's the master bedroom patio, and the seating area and the table is made out of concrete, so it lasts forever. The wooden structure is built well. And there's the roof that we inspected earlier. And the chimney needs to be finished. And there's the pool, and the stone around the pool is just in excellent condition. And this could be used as a separate unit because it has its own staircase. And you could see the original farmer's wall behind the modern wall. And the details above the windows. It's really nice. Nicely done. And it's tight. The masonry and the joints of the finished floors is done well. There's the exterior. Water faucets for gardening. Some shade created by the wooden structure over the laundry area and the kitchen area. Again, the stone and the masonry is done really well. And there's where you eat all of your meals. You come outside and you eat outside next to the grill. And that's the culture or lifestyle of this area, where you sit outside and enjoy outside. So you have some seating areas and common areas in the sun or in the shade. And there's the 2 heat pump units and the seating area for the master bedroom. And the outdoor shower for the pool. Shower off before or after. And that's a great view of the infinity edge of the pool. There's the mountains. And the details of the window shutters and door shutters, they're built really well. The hardware is great. There's some ventilation. And it's added security, heavy duty hardware. Stainless steel. So it lasts forever. Again, everything is made out of concrete, hardly any wood. And the outdoor gardening areas and flower areas are really nice. There's always some flowers and plants growing around a Greek house. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video on how to perform a home inspection in Greece. I'm Ben Gromicko from InterNACHI, and I'll see you at the next home inspection. Bye.